In the vast theatre of international affairs, few moments are as compelling as when two towering figures, each representing not just their nations, but their visions for the future, find themselves at the helm of global influence. Donald Trump, the brash businessman who ascended to the presidency of the United States on a wave of populist fervor, and Xi Jinping, the disciplined architect of China's resurgence, offer a study in contrasts, yet their paths have been inextricably linked by the tides of history. Donald Trump's rise was as unconventional as it was dramatic. A real estate mogul and reality television star, Trump broke the mold of American politics. His campaign promised to upend the status quo, appealing to millions who felt left behind by globalization and rapid change. With slogans like "Make America Great Again," Trump rallied his supporters with promises of economic revival, border security, and renewed national pride. His style was direct, sometimes abrasive, and always unapologetically his own. Xi Jinping's ascent, by contrast, was the result of calculated progression through the ranks of the Chinese Communist Party. Born into a family with revolutionary credentials, Xi's early life was marked by hardship during the Cultural Revolution. Yet he emerged with a profound understanding of both the inner workings of the party and the aspirations of the Chinese people. As he consolidated power, Xi unveiled his vision for a Chinese dream, a rejuvenation of the nation and restoration of its place as a central force on the world stage. Their leadership styles could not be more different. Trump thrived on disruption, leveraging social media and unfiltered rhetoric to command attention. He saw unpredictability as a strategic advantage, keeping both allies and adversaries off balance. His America First policy redefined traditional alliances, questioned long-standing trade agreements, and demanded a new deal for the American worker. Trump's approach to diplomacy was personal, often transactional, and occasionally confrontational. Xi, on the other hand, epitomized patience and long-term planning. His governance was marked by a tightening of control within the party, over the economy, and across Chinese society. Under his leadership, China embarked on ambitious projects: the Belt and Road Initiative to expand China's influence abroad, sweeping anti-corruption campaigns to consolidate power, and technological advancements aiming to place China at the forefront of innovation. Xi's rhetoric was measured, his goals articulated in grand visions of national unity and prosperity. Yet, for all their differences, Trump and Xi were bound by the realities of a world in flux. The United States and China, the two largest economies, found themselves both partners and rivals. Trade, technology, military posturing, each became arenas for competition and negotiation. Trump viewed China as a challenger to American dominance, often accusing Beijing of unfair practices and vowing to rebalance the economic relationship. Tariffs and trade wars ensued, with ripple effects felt across the globe. Xi, meanwhile, saw in America's turbulence an opportunity. He positioned China as a champion of globalization, offering stability and continuity as the US appeared to retreat from international commitments. With each summit and each negotiation, the stakes grew higher. Around the world, nations watched as the two leaders sparred, uncertain which vision would shape the future. Their differences extended beyond economic policy and into questions of governance itself. Trump championed the virtues of democracy, or at least his vision of it, emphasizing sovereignty and the will of the people. His critics saw in his approach a threat to long-standing institutions and democratic norms, while his supporters viewed him as a necessary corrective to entrenched elites. Xi, conversely, advanced a model of centralized authority. Under his leadership, the Communist Party's role became even more pronounced, dissent was less tolerated, and the machinery of the state was mobilized to achieve ambitious national goals. Xi's China sought not only to grow economically, but to offer an alternative to Western democratic governance, one where stability and collective progress took precedence over individual liberties. On the world stage, these differing ideologies played out in dramatic fashion. Trump withdrew the US from international agreements, most notably the Paris Climate Accord and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, arguing that such deals disadvantaged American interests. He pressed allies to contribute more to collective defense and challenged multilateral institutions he believed no longer served their purpose. Xi moved in the opposite direction. He doubled down on international engagement, hosting global forums and investing in infrastructure projects that connected continents. China's growing technological prowess, from 5G networks to artificial intelligence, became both a source of pride and a flashpoint for international concern. Xi's vision was one of a rising China, confident in its system and ready to assume a greater role in world affairs. Personalities mattered too. Trump's unpredictability sometimes unsettled allies and adversaries alike, while Xi's steady hand reassured some and alarmed others with its firmness. Their meetings were closely watched, their words analyzed for signals of cooperation or confrontation. Yet beneath the rhetoric and spectacle, the challenges they faced were remarkably similar: economies in transition, populations demanding results, and a world order being reshaped by forces beyond any single leader's control. Trump's America grappled with questions of identity and purpose, seeking to reconcile its ideals with the realities of a changing world. Xi's China confronted the complexities of growth, balancing ambition with the need for stability at home and abroad. As their tenures unfolded, the impact of their choices rippled far beyond their borders. Markets responded, alliances shifted, and the rules of engagement evolved. For citizens in the US, China, and beyond, the decisions made by Trump and Xi would shape opportunities and challenges for years to come. In the end, the story of Donald Trump and Xi Jinping is not just one of two men, or even two nations. It is the story of a world at a crossroads, of competing visions for how societies should be governed, how economies should grow, and how nations should interact. It is a narrative defined by both conflict and cooperation, rivalry and recognition, as each leader sought to secure his place in history. The stage is global, the stakes immense. Two worlds, two leaders, each leaving an indelible mark on the era they helped to define. As history marches forward, their legacies will be measured not just by the power they wielded, but by the futures they shaped.